I'd been a volunteer in like some youth ministry stuff, so I'd done devotion stuff. And the guy looked at me and said, "We don't have anybody else, so you're the preacher." And so I preached my first sermon with like 2 days notice, and I went in and it went okay. And about halfway through that, I thought, maybe I could do this. And then the calling kind of expanded from there.
I love the scriptures, the Word of God, and I love to tell His story in relevant and engaging ways that give people hope. The level of preaching cohorts are designed for veteran preachers or preachers who are just starting out and anywhere in between. And the idea is just to help preachers get better at the craft.
Yeah, small town, 6,000 people. Church was in decline by their own admission. I'm not saying anything they wouldn't say. When I went there in 2011, it had been a rough stretch, but the community's shrinking. So a lot of younger families have moved out. I don't think the church did anything wrong. It was just the demographics caught up with them. It's not been a quick turnaround, but it's been a consistent turnaround. We've grown every year, even as the population has declined.
We tried to develop some topics that we think are helpful, would have been helpful for me when I started out in preaching. Some of the topics are these: growing in self-awareness. I never really had anybody talk to me about what it means to keep watch over myself before the flock. Preaching Christ from every text. So it's not just a moralizing talk, it is presenting the gospel every time we preach. Storytelling, leading with authenticity and integrity.
There were two things that prompted me to be in the cohort. First is, where I live, we're a little bit isolated, so it's easy to just sort of become your own thing, not be in touch with what's happening in the broader world, get sort of locked into what you're doing and miss out on what might be more effective. So that was part of it. The other thing was just the opportunity to learn from some of the other guys. The relationships in the cohort have probably been the most valuable for me. If you said, what did you learn about preaching? I think I fine-tuned some things. What have you learned about your role in soul? I think you fine-tune some things and you make some progress in your personal areas. But the relationships, I think, are going to pay the dividends over the long haul.
A cohort is led by a proven and seasoned practitioner of preaching. We have some wonderful folks that are helping us lead our cohorts. You will meet with about 5 other people. So there's about 6 people in a cohort, facilitated by the mentor. And that's a group session that you do by Zoom once a month, 60 minutes, 90 minutes. And we cover the topic for that session. And then after that, there'll be a one-on-one time that you'll have with the mentor to just kind of follow up on the session, help you in your preaching on that particular topic. So it's a group for 60 to 90 minutes and then one-on-one for about 30 minutes to 60 minutes every month.
The phone calls we do monthly are probably the greatest value because you're bouncing off specific things. So you're taking what you've learned, you're applying that in your own context, and then you get to evaluate with outside eyes how that's going. And just say, I thought I did this well, take a look at this, what did you think? That kind of thing. Just that piece of the puzzle has been super helpful for me. It's not, this is how I do it, and this is what you should do. It's, here's some things I've learned, this may help you put it in your own context. We're all doing different stuff in different contexts, and the individuality is encouraged in that.
There's a variety of people that are in the cohorts. Most of them are the senior minister, the preaching minister, but we do also have student pastors, student ministers, associate pastors, people who lead family ministry, campus ministers.
You have this sense that you're not alone, and so sometimes when it's really good, you feel like you're on top of the world, but that can change, in 24 hours. And so having somebody that has their arm around you, having those consistent people in your life that you can talk to and say, hey, a couple weeks ago we talked about this. How's that going? I think it alleviates some of the loneliness that comes in ministry, but it pushes us forward because we know there's somebody that's got our back. If I was considering being in a cohort, I know the thing that everybody comes back with is this: I'm busy already. There's one more thing that I can add something to the calendar. But there's value in that. It's real. It's not just another conference you go to and you fill up your notebook and you go home and you think, well, I'm gonna use some of this. Like this is more of a relationship building type thing that you don't get like if you're just going to this conference or that conference, or I'm going to sit in on this thing. I mean, this takes it to a deeper level in the sense of then it becomes a time commitment. It becomes something you look forward to. You're like, hey, I've got this call and I can't wait to talk to these guys because we've got a lot to talk about. So I think that's the big piece, and I think the dividends are going to pay, much forward in the future than whatever else we're doing during that time period.